Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias.
Hi everybody. I thought I would revisit this knife today. This is the Marbles GI Jack. The number for it is the MR598, I believe. MR598, made in China, and it is by Marbles. And it's one of the knives in the GI series by Marbles. I think there's a total of 4 items in it. They all have these stainless steel covers with the diamonds in there, and then the US stamping in there. And this is all based off of the old milk knife, basically. And the original one was a copy of the milk knife. This one was a little bit different, as you can see. It's got a can opener, and then a sheep foot blade, and then the integrated screwdriver tip here, plus a bail at the other end. And when I first described this knife, I described it comparing it to this knife, which is the British Army two-piece clasp knife. And as you can see, it's very similar. You've got the integrated screwdriver tip there. You got the big honking can opener there. You got a sheep foot blade. And you have a bail at the end there. And that's what I thought they had patterned it off of. But when I showed this knife and talked about it a little bit, a couple people said, actually, that's designed after the Italian Army knife, that the Italian Army has something similar to that. And it's like, I went and looked online, and lo and behold, I found the Italian Army knife that they were talking about. And I was ready to grab one of those, but it's like, man, I don't know. Because everywhere I was seeing it, the Italian Army knife was going for like $48. And it's like, do I want to buy a knife that I don't really, need or anything like that, and spend $50 just to do a video on it? And then I was watching Knife Delights, and he showed an Italian Army knife. Now, the one he showed was the old version of the Italian Army knife, the one that predated the one that this is based off of. And that older Italian Army knife looks similar to the British Army knife, this two-piece one, but it was different than that as well. In any case, I went back and revisited the original, the modern era Italian Army knife, because it was pretty cool. Was it $50 cool? No, at least not in my opinion. However, I found these for it was being listed for I think $16, something like that. But if I bought 2 of them, it was a couple bucks less, and the combined shipping and everything else. And it's like, oh, you know what? I think I will just go ahead and buy 2 of them. One for the collection and one for a giveaway. So I've got 2 of them, as you can see here. And one of the main reasons I wanted it is because it is pretty darn close to what the GI knife or the GI Jack by Marbles is like. And I really wanted to compare them. And so that's what I'm going to do real quick, is compare the 2 of those. And, will I be giving the other one away? Maybe sometime in the future, not in this video. I will tell you that right now. But with that said, let me get started on this one, because one of the cool things I liked about this is right here. You have the Italian Army crest on these knives. Now, these are plastic handles. It's reminiscent of the old 108 millimeter knives made by Victorinox for the German Army. And this was the Italian Army knife. So you had the 108 millimeter German Army knife. You all know the one I'm talking about. It's right here. And then you had the Italian Army knife. And notice the green plastic handles on both of them. This is a nylon handle. This might also be nylon as well. I'm not sure. Got the brass pivot at the top. And then you have a bail on the end here. And it is crudely stamped in place. And then you have a can opener, let's see if I can, this can opener has a half stop, but it really doesn't matter considering how hard it is to open. And look at the cutting portion of that can opener. It's a pretty thick can opener, but you do have that edge there, and it's, I wouldn't say extremely sharp. These are supposedly unused. I don't know. That's the way they were listed, is unused, new. Still had some Cosmoline on it and everything else. But you got the can opener, which is very stiff. And then a sheepfoot blade, which is also a little stiff to open, even though, well, no, pretty tight though. Not a lot of movement on it there. And then you do have the can opener, I'm sorry, the screwdriver down here at the end, which is also the center spacer going through the knife. So pretty cool, very reminiscent. You can see that it was basically copied off of the British Army knife, but it's definitely a lot shorter. And you can see here that it comes in right at the handle by itself is about 3 1/8 inches long. That's not including if you extend the length with the clevis or bail down here at the end, or the screwdriver tip down here. And otherwise you got the plastic handles on there. And that is really what this knife is based off of. You can even look at the big nail nicks here, and they're very similar. Got this blade open already, so I don't have to yank it out again. This is truly a nail breaker of a can opener. I'll tell you that right now. It is very stiff. This one is not nearly as hard. But if you look at the profile of those two, they're dead on. They're so close to the same. It is definitely a copy of it. You can also look at the length of this thing. Very close to the same. You know, everything about that can opener is about the same. Sorry, I hit the camera. Got the pivot there. This has a brass pivot. This one has a brass pin also in there. This one is flush with that. This one is a little rounded there. Obviously, this is a steel handle. This one is a plastic handle, but it does have a steel liner underneath the plastic handle. I'm going to say it's a nylon handle similar to this. I think it's about the same material. And then you have the sheepfoot blade. Let's take a look at the way these two sheepfoot blades compare. This is the one on the marbles, and it is a little bit different than what you have on here. Actually, maybe it isn't. The only difference really, if you notice the kick there versus the kick there, that's a little bit of a different kick. But profile wise, let's get that up and see if we can see it there. The angle at the end is almost dead on, like a copy of it. We're very close to the same thing. Nail nick, not as pronounced on this one as it is on this one, but also very close to the same, especially when it comes to the positioning of it and everything. So you can definitely see where this knife is copying. It is almost a direct copy of the Italian Army two-bladed knife or two-piece knife. The difference on this one is the action on this is so much smoother. I mean, this pops. This really just has really great action on it. And the can opener also much easier to open and close. Can opener action, how well it works great. It's going to definitely cut through a can and everything. I did in the other video show that even though it is not designed for it, you can use it as a bottle opener as well. So very good can opener. The clevis is a little more free moving than on either of these knives. This one here, if you notice, is rubbing into the nylon here when it moves. So it's not, you don't have to worry about that one getting in the way of the blade. And same with this one. This one can move all the way up around, but you really have to push it into place. All right. But there's the difference between these these two knives. Not much. Really, the only big difference is this one has a stainless steel scale on the outside. This one has a plastic cover with a steel liner underneath, and this one has the Italian Army shield on the front side, and this one has US stamped into the stainless steel scale. Otherwise, this one has much easier blade action on it. Same blades. The steel in both of these, I have no idea what this steel is. I think it is a carbon type steel. Not 100% sure. This one is stainless steel. I believe it might be 420. It was not marked. I don't know for certain. It could also be 440. Really just don't know. But you can look for yourself. Also a much heavier clevis on this one. This one is a much skinnier wire on it. And this one moves a little more freely than the ones on the Italian Army knives. And you can see their can openers, the screwdriver tips are about the same thickness, so who knows which one will bend easier. I haven't put them through a torture test or anything, and I do not plan on doing that either. I'll leave that to someone else. Blade thickness is about the same on both of them too. Not enough to make a difference in any case. With that said, I will let you go, and what I'm going to do next is, take some slides of these two beauties, and talk to you again soon.
Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with Tobias. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.